Hello, everybody, and welcome to this webinar, a value discovery session for publishing professionals. As we progress through the demonstrations and speakers, please feel free to put questions into the Q&A panel. We'll do our best with the time that we have to answer as many as we can, and if not, we will address them via email. And onto the webinar. The webinar today is actually intended for organizations who are considering replacing Inera eXtyles. And this is due to the announcement by Wiley that it'll no longer be supported. We'll look at ways to modernize publishing workflows as well. We will demonstrate icTools, which is our intelligent content software for journals, including editing, styling, reference management, XML, and publishing tools. And we'll also discuss and demonstrate how icTools and SharePoint, together with AI, can be used for modernizing publishing workflows. I'm your host today. I'm Phil Barrett, and I've spent most of my career with my sleeves up in SGML and XML technology, but especially around DITA, DocBook, and S1000D. Pradeep Jain is with us, and he'll take a short look at AI in the publishing process. Pradeep's the crazy inventor, founder, and chief content architect for icTech, and specializes in intelligent content, semantic technologies, high quality XML, and content architecture. Alankar Dwivedi is our sales operations manager and has been working with icTools for more than 15 years now, and he'll be running the demos today. Here you can see a breakdown of our customers, starting with the US government, federal, and DoD in the first row, including the US Air Force and US Army. Further down, you'll see publishers represented, such as IEEE in the standards industry. Journal customers are represented in the third row, and finally, technical publications customers are featured in the last row. So enter intelligent content solutions and the world of workflow automation. You'll see the types of contents where intelligent content solutions are applicable for journals and books, standards, defense publications, technical documentation, etc. This slide, though, shows the typical publishing areas where intelligent content solutions are used and where they offer significant value. So, the problem that we address, as many of you will know, document workflows are complex. They can be very time consuming and then require format changes and multiple rounds of proofing. This diagram captures a typical workflow that I've been involved with, certainly, where there's an iterative process involving the author, then the editor, and then the product specialist who checks for compliance and then moves into, for example, InDesign for further publishing. After this, though, typically reviews take place, and then again back to the production specialists and eventually out to hopefully a finished product, as well as publishing out to XML as well. So how do we look at this? The solution. So do more with the existing resources you have whilst reducing the production time. Microsoft Word is on most people's desktop, and as such, we deliver solutions within Word that smooths the processes from beginning to end, saving time. Obviously, a significant reduction in the number of steps in the process is also achieved, as you'll see in the slide. So here's a quick look, first of all, at the way that icTools looks on the desktop. You can see on the left the main writing pane, and on the right just a quick glimpse at the structure, the XML that will be exported. Before I hand you over to Pradeep Jain, though, I'm going to play a video from one of our customers, who's Kim Hutchins, the Executive Director from the American Peanut Research and Education Society. As I say, after this, I'll pass you over to Pradeep.
icTech software is a game changer. It takes anybody else on the market, you send it to them, and it takes 5 to 7 days to get an article done. They send it back to you to review. If there are changes to be made, you have to send it back. That's another 5 to 7 days. I sit down, I read the manuscript, I edit the manuscript, send it to the authors, and when they send it back to me, I make those changes, and within minutes, I have a final product. And I can have that up and on the website again within minutes. And this is incredibly unbelievable. I've always felt that technology could make a difference and help small publishers get their work out there to be seen at a reduced costs and reduced effort. It gives me complete control over the product. As I said, just to find an all-in-one package that I can sit and do myself. I am not tech savvy. I can work with this product. It is easy to use. It is really and truly a game changer.
Thank you, Phil. I'll just take a couple of slides on sort of the big picture between eXtyles and icTools. So as you know, Wiley is ending the support for eXtyles as a licensed product. And there's the resource hub available from the Wiley website, and ICTech is listed there as well. Suffice to say that the sooner that you start, the better it would be. And this is especially true if you are thinking about any kind of modernization, any new ideas, which I'm happy to talk about here as well. So let's take a look at eXtyles and icTools. Now, when you look at the pictures side by side, this is icTools and this is eXtyles. Both of them Microsoft Word plugin, and you might say, well, pretty much the same thing. Not quite. We have a lot more that we offer. And in this picture itself, I can tell you, for example, here you're seeing all of the XML structure for JATS XML. Here you're seeing track changes. And here, 4 different authors working on the same document at the same time. None of that was really coming from the eXtyles product. And I really like the blog that Bill Kestorf posted on the ALPSP website. Says, you might initially view ICTech as a competitor of eXtyles, but it's not. It belongs upstream of them. It's a way to get really well-tagged JATS XML from raw author manuscripts. So we are doing much more than replacing the eXtyles product. And let me just talk about that. So if you're looking to optimize your workflow, did you know that you can use SharePoint, which you already have? If you're looking to use JATS XML upstream with authors, well, we have an intelligent content server that lets you do that. We're going to talk a little bit about the generative AI integration at the end. And if you're open to working with AI, we'd love to talk to you. Larger scale deployments using Office Online and cloud-based system. That's also a topic of a separate webinar, but that's something that we are happy to talk to you, and we are offering it to our customers. In addition to JATS XML, we also support other types of XML, bits, STS, S1000D, and your custom DTD or schema. Now, I'd also like to share with you that we are currently working with organizations to replace eXtyles, and we'll be happy to provide references at the time that is appropriate. And well, one of the quotes from the digital manager of the Norwegian Medical Association is that icTools is the best alternative to Inera. With that, I'd like to invite Alakar to do the demo of icTools.
Thank you, Pradeep, and thank you everyone for joining us today. In this demonstration, we will see Word to XML workflow for journals using icTools. icTools is a plugin to Microsoft Word. So once you have icTools installed on your machine, you will notice a new tab added to Word called Intelligent Content tab. The ribbon under the tab allows access to a variety of features that simplify the complex journal publishing workflow. Left to right navigation is easy to follow and very user friendly. So the entire process is divided into a couple of steps, starting from preparation of the manuscript, applying XML to the manuscript, and finally publishing it into multiple formats. For the demo, we are using a sample manuscript with all the elements, including abstract, keywords, we have paragraphs, we have equations, we have a table, and then we also have images, and at the end, in the back matter, we have references. So we'll start with the first step of preparation of the document. So I'll click on the cleaner button. We know that the manuscripts submitted by authors may contain inconsistencies. Therefore, it's essential to clean the manuscript to ensure it is in good condition. This button helps to remove all the inconsistencies from the manuscript. So before clicking the run button, I would also like to turn on the track changes just to ensure that we clearly see the changes that have been applied to the document. So now I can click on check all and I will click on run, and almost in no time the cleanup has been completed successfully. If we scroll down through the document, we can see that these are the changes that have been made to the document, or these are the inconsistencies that have been cleaned from within the manuscript. So there's an extra paragraph mark that has been removed. Similarly, down here, there is a section break that has been removed, and then further cleanup has been completed in this manuscript. I can go ahead and accept all the track changes, and we can close the cleanup pane. Now we'll move on to the next button, which is technical checks. Now this feature identifies inconsistencies in the document that require manual intervention. Now we'll again click on the run button. And again, you will see that it has highlighted some of the issues. The first one is related to tables without header. So it will take me to the exact position where the issue has been found. And you will see at the bottom of the pane here that it gives you the complete description of the issue and how to resolve it. Now there is one more box at the top which says apply comments. If you check this box, this description will also be available as a comment within the document. Okay, let's go ahead and check for the next issue highlighted. So it is related to accessibility. I would like to highlight accessibility here because icTools ensures that your manuscript is compliant to accessibility guidelines from the beginning of the workflow. So this check basically ensures that you already have applied proper alternate text to all the images. We can close this and let's check for the last one, which is broken references. So if I click on this check, it will take me to the reference which is broken. And there's a button as well which allows me to fix this issue. So I'll click on the fix and the issue has been resolved. I can close the technical checks pane and we can move ahead to the styler button. icTools doesn't require styles to be applied to every element in the manuscript. Only a few style needs to be applied, such as section title or footnotes. Therefore, only a few minutes will be required to prepare the manuscript. Now, this feature helps us to apply styles to the we know that this is divided into front, body, back, and there is a last tab which says miscellaneous. So we will apply style to the section titles here. But prior to that, I would also like to highlight that we do not need to apply styles to all the content in the manuscript. So most of the content that you will see is in the normal style. Abstract paragraph, keywords, paragraphs, everything. It is into normal style. So we just need to apply styles only to the section titles and footnotes. So let me select the section title and I can go to the body tab and apply the section 1 title style. Similarly, I can go ahead and check for the footnote, a table footnote, and I can apply the footnote style to this content. Now we can do this from the body tab because footnote is part of the body, or we can also do it from the miscellaneous tab. So now we have applied styles to the section title and the table footnote. We can go ahead and move to the next section where we are going to work on the references. So as you see here, the cross-ref button, because we have cross-ref integrated with icTools. This feature verifies the accuracy of matching references by fetching the data from the cross-ref database and placing it in the manuscript. So let me take you to the references section first. And now I can click on cross-ref button. So you'll see in no time, icTools will start fetching the data from the cross-ref database and will start placing it into the manuscript. However, throughout the process, user is going to control the entire document and nothing will be placed directly within the manuscript. User will decide whether to accept these changes or reject the changes because everything is going to be placed in the track changes mode. So let's say we got the data from the Crossref database, and for this demo, I'm going to reject these changes. Now we can go ahead and tag the document. So basically we are going to apply XML to the manuscript. So I will click on tag document button and it will give me a pop-up asking what is the citation format in this manuscript. So if we look at the manuscript, we can see that the citations are in the format of author and year. So from the drop down, we have to choose author and date format. And I can click on OK. So this button enables users to tag the entire document in one step. You can see the progress right within the middle of the canvas through this pop-up window. Now our tagging has been completed. Now there are other options to tag the individual sections within the manuscript. So you have tagged your document, and after that you have made any modifications or alterations in a particular part of the document, so you won't have to tag the entire document again. You can tag that particular section, or in fact even the individual elements within the section. Now to ensure that the tagging has been completed successfully and accurate, we can click on the structure button. Now, this button allows users to quickly review tagging and XML within Microsoft Word. A clean structure with no red marks or no red cross marks basically means that the tagging is valid with no issues, and you are seeing all the different sections within a manuscript, for example, front, body, and back. So if I click anywhere within this structure tree, it is going to highlight the corresponding text within the manuscript, and vice versa. If I'm going to click anywhere within the manuscript, it is going to highlight the corresponding tag within the structure tree. So let me take you to other sections. So here we have equations, which is tagged into the display formula. We have table, and I would also like to highlight the references part. I can close this structure tree, and we can go ahead and move to the compliance check section. The compliance checks button basically helps you to check for any issues related to the XML tagging. So if there is any particular content left untagged, or if there are any XML related issues, it is going to get highlighted during the compliance checks. So I'll click on run. And it has highlighted a couple of checks here. So first one is figure numbering. Let me click on it. Okay, so it is taking me to this particular figure which says figure 3, and if I move up and check for the previous figure, so you will see that the previous figure is figure 1. So the sequence is not proper. That's the reason we are getting this particular check highlighted here. Now we have other options related to providing a particular layout to our figures. So we can have it in the portrait form or landscape, similarly for the tables. And then there are certain issues related to citations. If I click on the first one, which says figures without citations, so it is referring to this figure 3 because it is not cited anywhere within the manuscript. The next one, figure 2, because it is cited but it is not available anywhere in the manuscript. And the last one, which says table without citations, because table is available but it is not cited anywhere within the document. So user can fix these issues as they want to. And let me close the compliance checks pane, and we can go ahead and move to the metadata button. Now metadata button will open a form which allows you to add values for the metadata columns. This particular form is customizable, so you can have more columns added to this form, or you can also remove some of the fields from this form. So let me start adding values to this one. Once we have added all the values to the metadata form, I can click on OK. So the metadata values have also been added to the manuscript. Now we can go ahead and move to the publishing tools section. Now I will click on the XML button to generate the XML. And in no time the XML will be generated or exported in a folder along with all the figures where the raw manuscript resides. So here we have the folder. Now we are getting both the figures and the XML. Let me open the XML. Here is our XML. The front section, body, and the back matter, keywords, equation. Then we have table, and finally at the end we have references. Let's go back to our manuscript. Now we support enterprise grade XML formatting systems such as InDesign, XPP, and Antenna House for bigger companies. But one of the exciting things for smaller companies is that we support formatting from Microsoft Word. Yes, indeed, we support formatting from within the Microsoft Word. So we have this button with formatting templates. For the demo, we have a couple of templates here, and I can click on this template to generate the formatted Word document from the raw manuscript. So let me click on this. Now this feature formats the document or the manuscript according to the specific template required by the publisher. It ensures that all elements of the manuscript adhere to the publisher guidelines, and in no time the formatted version is created. You can see it. So the table has been properly formatted, different sections. The data that has been provided as metadata is also available here. The references. Let me close this and we can use the second template as well. So I'll choose a second template. So we can have more than two templates, again as specified by the requirements of the user organization. Here is our manuscript formatted with the second template. So the table is in a different style. And I can also go ahead and publish the PDF format or the PDF output from the same formatted document. So here we have our PDF output. This finishes our demonstration for Word to XML workflow for journals using icTools. Thank you.
Thank you, Alankar. So I would like to talk just a little bit about the possibilities with SharePoint. We are working with some customers, and it's exciting what you can do with what you already have. So one of the unique features of icTools is that when you create a Word document with the XML tagging, the Word document itself actually contains the XML in it. So when you upload the Word document on SharePoint, all of the features of Word and all of the features of XML become available. We are very excited to work with some customers on this, and would just like to show you the tip of the iceberg today. This is, in fact, the topic of full webinar, but I thought it would be important and relevant for us to share this. So let's go to a SharePoint site, and on this demo site, you can see there's a dashboard. Now, SharePoint comes with many things such as the Power Automate, Power Workflow, and now, of course, the Copilot. So all of those things become available to you. What we do is we would take the files and we would simply bring them to a SharePoint library. So in here, for example, you can see, let me pick one of the files here for this demo. So here is your manuscript tagged and also the metadata. So when I click on the manuscript, of course, you can see that in SharePoint. And in here, you can see there are 9 authors: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And the 3 affiliations for them. So let's see what types of easy access is possible with SharePoint. So when I go in here, I can simply click on the author list, and you would see that for this article, we display all of the authors in sort of this card format along with their affiliations, because this information is already tagged in the document with icTools. If we look at the institutions, you can see the 3 institutions and all of the authors affiliated with them. So once again, just the tip of the iceberg, but very exciting possibilities. The next topic in the webinar is about AI. So of course, AI is here, and as we are all in the content business, it's really not possible to do something without thinking about what AI could do, how could we use AI. So we are working with some organizations that are looking to use AI in different ways. And one of the ways that AI is being used is for providing templates to authors. Yes, you heard me right. For the many years, we've uh, uh, we've been hearing that, well, authors are authors, and just give them Microsoft Word, just let them do their writing. Anything else could be too much. But some organizations are looking at, well, what can we provide to the authors that's going to make the overall publishing process easier. And of course, the objective is always to bring the documents in compliance with your organizational policies. So if you were to provide Word templates that are powered by AI, you could actually also improve your customer service, your author service. So many things that could be provided in that context. For example, how the content is formatted. checking the content against your style guide and giving authors an early indication that are they in compliance or should they be making changes. There are areas which get to be a bit more sort of on the iffy side. So, do you want them to edit content using AI? If they write a paragraph, do you want them to be able to edit it? One of the interesting areas, so we're working with a professor who received a notification from a journal that the article that she wrote was a good article, but not appropriate for the journal that she submitted to. So she's asked to submit to a different journal. And well, AI comes in handy in a situation like that. There's a number of publishers that are providing templates already and providing other tools and functionality. And the AI-powered templates provide a way to consolidate them. So we are actually planning another webinar on this topic. Another area which is already in icTools is AI-powered tools for editors. So the reference editing that you've seen from Crossref and PubMed, well, that's many years old. And now AI is also opening up, doing the same types of things and more than that. So this webinar, we are once again focusing just on icTools, but I do want to show you, just as a sneak preview, of what an AI-powered template might look like. So you've got your document, your template, and then the assistant right here. That brings us to the end of this webinar, or the end of our presentation. We'll be moving to questions and answers now. Thank you so much. Okay, now we are in the final part of this webinar with the questions and answers. So we had a number of questions that you submitted. Thank you. And there are some questions submitted online as well. Let me start with the first one. So the question is, you indicated that you support the online version as well. Can you talk about it? Yes, very good question. In fact, thank you. I meant to talk about it in my presentation, and I do actually also have a slide. So as you know, Word is not only the desktop Word now, but online version as well. And well, it took us quite some time to get to the new architecture, which supports both the desktop version and the online version. And in fact, very soon we are going to be releasing the version on the Microsoft Store for the online Word. And I can show you a screenshot here. As you can see, the structure looks a little bit different, but you can see that it's in the browser, and then you have the same sort of buttons as in the desktop version. So hopefully that answers the question. The next question is, what about the cloud version? And is that different from the online version? Yes. So that's also something in my list to discuss. So let me actually go to our website and let's take a look at our product page. So if you click on this drop down, you can see actually the JATS version journals. And when you go there, you'd see the intelligent content for journals, see a couple different things from there. So the intelligent content server, as we call it, for XML automation. This is actually the implementation of the same technology on a cloud platform, which does not require Microsoft Word. And this is what we have worked with publishers when it comes to an early stage or author submitted manuscript, because in this version you simply submit your document and it goes through the same type of process that you saw in the interactive version, but you are simply submitting it to the cloud. So that is what we call the intelligent content server for journals. Now, generally, this is designed for larger scale. So if you're processing larger scale documents, this would be the solution that you want to look at. The next question is, we use bits XML. Do you support that? The answer is yes. So not only the bits and JATs, we have STS. In fact, next month we are going to be doing a webinar about STS, and also many other types of XML, including data, S1000D, and MIL-STD, which is used by the DoD contractors in the US. The next question is, does icTools have a utility to import author metadata from author-submitted database via a transmittal form? The answer is yes. We have worked with both Scholar One and Aries, which are the bigger submission companies, submission tracking companies, and we do in fact take the metadata from both of them and accept that as part of the process. The next question is, eXtyles does color coding of references. Do you do that as well? Yes, we do. And in fact, more than that, I actually do have the software and a document, which I'm going to show you on the virtual PC. Let me start with this one. So in here, we have one way of displaying the tags in the document. This is what Microsoft calls the content controls. And here, for example, you can see that this is a surname, and then this is a given name. And this is the source. Now, the same type of thing, the display of the information can be done with color coding as well. So if you look at it, here we have all of the parsed items identified with different colors. In fact, users can define what color they want to use for different things. And you can see all of the citations, figures, references. And then when we go to the reference section, you would see the same type of thing in terms of parsing of references. So just like this. Okay, moving on to the next question, which is, what's the best way to learn more about or participate in the AI or SharePoint workflow? So if you are interested in the way that AI could be used in the publishing process or in the authoring, or if you are interested in the SharePoint workflow, we would love to talk to you. We are truly looking for collaborators, whether you're a publisher, a vendor, a consultant, or a typesetter. We would love to work with you. Please drop us a mail and we can set up a time to talk to you. With that, we bring the webinar to an end. We still have a couple more questions which were submitted, but they do require longer response, so we will send you by email. Thank you for your time to attend the webinar. Have a good day.